name is Winter, and today I am going to do a fursuit story time. So if you like it, comment down below. If you want me to do something like this again, subscribe if you're new. This video is inspired by Rival the Pupper, so go check her channel out. The link in the description will be below, and let's get on to the video. So, about a week ago, I started this channel, and you know, hey, I got 15 subscribers in a week. That's really not that bad. So I thought I'd tell you guys the story behind my first video. And the first video I ever posted was a crappy edit of a fursuiting video. And I was with Rival the Pupper. That's kind of how I started making YouTube videos. I was like, hey, I'm going to post this online, see what happens, and I ended up really liking it. So anyways, that's not what this video is about. You want me to talk about my embarrassing times when it comes to fursuiting. So my friend Riva, she came over here. We were ready to go. We got our stuff on, we got our head on, we got our paws on, I got my feet paws on, I got my tail on. And we went over to Petco. Don't worry, we asked permission first. We're not that rebellious. So we went over to Petco, and it was the sweetest thing. When we got there, everyone was amazingly accepting. Except until we got to the back of the store. We were just kind of walking around, just having some fun. That's kind of how I got Winter to start talking, actually, because that was the first time I ever talked in fursuit. And there's this lady sitting back, just like kind of leaning back against a chair on her phone, and she saw Riva. She looked up and she's like, oh, that's really disturbing. And then I walked in behind Riva because I was behind a shelf so she couldn't see me, and she goes, oh, that's even more disturbing. And we just started laughing, and it was funny. Don't worry, she meant it as a joke. Don't get upset, it was just a joke. We don't need SJFs down here. If you don't understand what that means, go check out my 8 types of furries video. Then there's this kid that came up to us, and he kind of just like shrieked with delight when we first saw him. And I was like, awesome, this is so cute. Somebody actually likes us and is not scared by us for once. And so this kid kind of just gave us a hug. He didn't really talk much. And then, well, he didn't really talk at all. But he was really cute. And then he kind of grabbed my arm along with Riva's, and then kind of like started walking along, and I looked over at Riva and like, where is this kid taking us? Uh-oh. But then we got to the front of the store, and I'm assuming it was his dad. I guess I can't say for sure, but it looked like his dad. He kind of pointed and then shrieked again. And the dad was scared. He was like, whoa. But then he kind of saw what was going on and smiled. And so this kid started like dancing around, and so Riva and I copied him. He would be like clapping his hands, and we would clap his hands. He'd stomp his feet, and we would stomp our feet. And it was just so cute. And the dad was kind of watching and just smiling. I felt like he had tears in his eyes. Pulled me aside and said, thank you. Our kid's autistic. He doesn't really talk much. And I've never seen him act like that in front of anyone before, so thank you for that. I don't know if Riva heard that part, because I think she was with the kid, but the dad went over and said that to me, so I was like, I felt like I was gonna cry under this stupid suit, man. I mean, all the embarrassing times I've had, getting kicked out of malls and stuff, all washed away because I made that one kid and his dad extremely happy. Then they took a photo with us. He gave us like 5 more hugs, and then the kid and the dad went off. And Riva and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh my god, that was so adorable. It just kind of made my heart melt. I felt like I was a good person and a good fox. Yeah, fox. And I was just, oh, it was so cute. I really wish I could see that kid again and just kind of surprise him and say, hey, we didn't forget about you. I never got his name. I honestly wish I did. I wish I knew. Well, now where he lived, that'd be creepy. I wish I saw him in public again sometime when I'm in fursuit, and just be like, hey, I remember you. Okay, but then we went back home, took a break, you know, cooled down a little bit, took our heads off because it gets really hot in these fursuits. And then we were looking for other places to go because we didn't really want to go to like a shop. We didn't want to go to Target or any other places like that because, well, that would be a little weird. And we found this park, and I was like, awesome, it's a park. We should go there. Because, you know, we can't get kicked out of a park. And so we were just walking along, doing our thing, And so we had this guy was like, and it was a little weird, but it was actually kind of funny too. He was like, hey, are you two adopted? And Ryvan and I looked over each other and they're like, no. He's like, can I adopt you guys? They're like, oh, you know, we're kind of free roam. Yeah. Please don't adopt us or hurt us. Then the guy was like, oh, I get it, just don't poop in my lawn. Ha, get it, because you're dogs? You're like, can we go now? He's like, alright, let me get a selfie with you two. And then he got out his phone, he was like, I have no idea how to do this. And we just kind of started laughing, and I was like, how can I explain this? I'm supposed to be a giant dog. It's paused, I can't really press any buttons. So I kind of like pointed towards the home screen, and pointed towards the camera, and then pressed the flip camera button, and then he like grabbed us by the shoulders and smiled, and we were like, and so yeah. And then he let us go, thankfully. That was kind of a scary experience for us. Back to the park. So we were walking to a park and we ran into this family that had like, I'm trying to think, there's like 3 kids and 2 dogs, and the dogs immediately got scared of us. It was actually pretty funny. They just started barking and then whimpering, and so Ryva and I just kind of backed up. They're like, okay, don't want to scare anyone. But then 3 little kids came up to us, and it was adorable. Pretty sure one of them knew we weren't real because she was acting like she knew. One of them was scared, and the other one kept giving us a high five, so we did the whole high five. He would high five our hand, and then we pretend they did so hard it hurt, because, you know, little kids like that. And so then the parents asked to take a picture. We took a picture, and it was really accepting. I honestly thought we were gonna get like a lot of hate. People would like be afraid of us, but no, everyone really loved us. And so we finally head to the park, and of course by that time nobody was even there. So that's when I recorded the video. You can watch my first video, it's on my channel, but just so you know, the editing is absolutely terrible. And so Ryva and I were just kind of messing around. We went on the swings, we went on the rocks, and then she said, hey, your hair's sticking out behind your fursuit, because my fursuit needs to be sewn, and I kind of forgot about that. So I was like, oh shoot, and I was like, cover me. And so I went behind the playground and I took the head off and started fixing my hair. And then of course one of the little girls from before, I'm saying little, she was probably like 8 or 9, so not too little, started coming in on her scooter. And then Ryva was like, watch out, little kid. I was like, I gasped, and then I put the head back on quickly. And the little girl came, she was like, hey. I was like, hey, what's up? We had our heads on we're real, you know. She's like, I know where your ears actually are. Can I tell you a secret? And I was like, okay, sure. So she went towards me, went past me, and then towards Ryva and whispered in her actual ear. And then she wouldn't tell me the secret. So I'm assuming it was about me. And then she brought this little, it was like a small foam rocket that you'd find like in a pool. We started playing catch with her for a while. Of course, it was really, really hard to catch because we had a fursuit on, and my vision is terrible. I can't see my paws right here. Well, I can, but like barely. I can't see them right here at all. So the vision in this fursuit is really bad is what I'm trying to get at. And so I couldn't catch a thing. Ryva couldn't catch a thing. And so she was just kind of laughing at us, and then she started throwing the rocket at us pretty hard because she thought it was funny. I mean, she was pretty good. It's not like she was destroying the suit. She didn't pull the tails or anything like that. But then here comes the weird part. She was like, hey guys, can I show you something cool? I want to show you something cool. And Ryva and I looked over at each other and we were like, yeah, sure, because this is when we started talking in fursuit. Then she scooted on her scooter, and then she kind of showed us this rock, and it had the word, or not the words, it had letters R.I.P. on it made out of sticks. And I was like, oh god, is this a dead body? What is this gonna be? It was a dead body, but it wasn't a human dead body, I guess. And then she started digging with a stick, and there was a dead rat. Yeah. Ryva and I looked over each other like, and she was like, this is the rat we buried here. And I said, oh, was he yours? And because I literally didn't know what to say. What are you supposed to say when you're dressed up as a giant dog and a little kid comes over and shows you a dead rat? I mean, comment down below what I'm supposed to do. I think I handled it pretty well. And she was like, no, we found it in the street and we buried it. I was like, well, that's good. He was like, yeah. And then she like picked it up with her hand and she was like, wanna see? I was like, no, I'm good. And Riva said pretty much the same thing. And then her mom called, or maybe it was her dad called her, so she had to leave. It was a very interesting experience. Of course, as soon as she left, my tail fell off. One of the struts kind of broke off. I was like, oh my god, everything is breaking. First it was my head, then it was my tail, and now it's my tail again. My tail fell off earlier too. And so, thankfully no kids were around and that happened, but I had a lot of fursuit malfunctions that day. Yeah, that was the end of our day. And that's the end of my story. So I hope you liked this fursuiting video. Again, subscribe to Riva because she was a big part of the story. I might ask her to upload a video of her point of view on this. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And subscribe if you're new. All the stuff I said in the beginning. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for all the comments and the amazing things you guys have said to me. It's really meant a lot. It's helped with my mood so much. So I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!